Okay, test. Very nice, very nice. So, um, just we're gonna. This is just gonna. I mean, this is. I know this is like middle of the night, very late. I mean, yeah, I knew I had a little bit more time because of Monday Night Football and all that, but I just want to get some quick thoughts on the game and then sort of preview what we need to do against the Bears. Vikings double the score of the Falcons in a blowout, 42-21. After getting ahead in the fourth quarter, um, Kirk Cousins returned to US Bank Stadium. Did not end the way he thought it would. But he he didn't get any touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions. Should have been 3 interceptions. The one to Shaq Griffin was ruled a catch by the receiver. I think it was. Oh God, was it Drake London? I want to say, but regardless, I think whether it was 2, 3 interceptions, he still didn't have any touchdowns. Yes, he sort of tore up the defense a bit. A good, it's not all of it was in garbage time. So, oh, Daniel, wow, I didn't think anybody would actually be here. But Kirk Cousins, fourth quarter, got some garbage time yards, but he still tore up the secondary a decent amount. He went 23 of 37 for 344 yards. As I said, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. As for Bijan Robinson, he also tore it up on the ground, 92 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Algier, 63 yards and a touchdown. So the defense did not really come out on Sunday. Darnell Mooney had 8 catches, 142. Ray McLeod had 8 catches, 98. Drake London, 5 catches, 70. So on and so on. So the defense was not our strong point on Sunday. If we're gonna beat teams like the Lions and whatnot, Lions, Eagles, the defense needs to step it up, because we can't expect the offense to score like 42 points every single time. Kevin O'Connell's has done great with his quarterbacks throughout the years, getting the most out of them, but we can't expect this you can't rely on it every single week. But talking about Sam Darnold, he went 22 of 28, 347, 5 TDs and 0 interceptions, basically almost a perfect quarterback rating. How we didn't get a perfect quarterback rating, I do not know, and it just proves that picking up Sam Darnold was the right choice over giving Kirk a big contract. It's really about the system. It is about Kevin O'Connell and that system. So, and I think he should be coach of the year. That is, I know, a big discussion, Kevin O'Connell or Dan Campbell. I really think it should be Kevin O'Connell, just for a couple reasons. Lions were expected to be a Super Bowl team. They are number 1 in the NFC right now. The Vikings could technically still get that number 1 seed if Buffalo can beat Detroit and then Minnesota wins out. So hopefully that can happen. But we'll see about that. But I think it should be Kevin O'Connell over Dan Campbell. I think Brad Holmes should be more credited to the Lions' success than Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is lucky enough to have a deep roster as he can. And then you also have some good coordinators in Ben Johnson, and oh my God, and Aaron Glenn. So more Ben Johnson, but you get the point. But talking about the rest of the Vikings offense, We got Aaron Jones, 13 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Good thing he did not fumble the ball. Still worried about that a little bit. Cam Akers got 37 yards, so both of them combined for 100 yards. So good job by them. But the big story was Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, both combining for at least for those 5 touchdowns, almost identical stats with Addison, 8 catches, 133, and 3 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 7 catches, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So obviously, we do have the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. There is no if and buts about it. Hawkinson even got a little bit into it. 4 catches, 45 yards. So like seeing him get back and get into that. On the special teams, Ray McLeod did fumble the ball, and CJ Ham recovered. So good job to the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Vikings. In regards to now, the other and then the other thing I wanted to say, that was one good special teams thing. The bad special teams thing was, of course, Will Reichert missing the 1 field goal attempt. It was a 42-yard field goal, I believe. It doinked off the post. That was not great. That was his first game returning. Hopefully that does not continue. Did make all of his extra points, so hopefully getting maybe in the swing of things. But yeah, and just going back to the defense, we only got 1 sack on Kirk Cousins, and when you have an immobile target like that, you should get a lot more sacks. And Jamin Davis was the only one who got a sack. And again, the offense, while it scored 42 points, the line was not great. Even that 1 touchdown that Sam Darnold had to really escape out of and get to Jefferson, who was wide open. That was just lucky that the defender went down. But like the Falcons sacked us 4 times. Ellis, Goldman, Judon, and Arnold. I don't know what that last name is. But the Falcons don't have a good pass rush, and they got to Sam Darnold 4 times. I'm really still concerned about the offensive line. Of course, Cam Robinson, Brian O'Neill's doing their job. Blake Brandel is doing okay. Garrett Bradbury, I mean, not Ingram level bad, but it's concerning. Dalton Reisner, sort of on that level. Garrett Bradbury, still don't want to see Ed Ingram out there. So, yeah, skull knowledge. But it's still the right starting lineup. I just want to see some improvement overall with Bradbury and Dalton Reisner. Some weeks can be better than others, but it still hasn't been to the liking yet. And Sam Darnold needs to God, there we go. Sam Darnold needs to just not hold on to the ball that long. That too long. I think it's just got to be some quick passes. So when you got a good line coming up, so we do play the Bears, and they got an okay defense. Not like what it was at the start of the season, of course, but they're not as good as they could be. In terms of defenses looking forward, it's the Seattle Seahawks we're really looking at the following week in terms of, okay, in Seattle, in that environment, can we survive a good defense? Now, the Seahawks offense is all right. Geno is okay. He does have great receivers, JSN and TK Metcalf and whatnot. So that'll be interesting to see. But of course, the main task is on Monday night to play the Chicago Bears. And just a little preview, just setting up the scoreboard. So this is what we got for the scoreboard. This is what we got. Yeah. this is what we got for the scoreboard coming up on Monday Night Football. We got the winter whiteout, so I got the winter whiteout scoreboard right here. Um, so can't wait for that. So there's a little preview for you guys. We'll go live 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is a little earlier than the usual Monday Night Football because there's going to be a double header Monday Night Football, even though no one's really going to watch the Falcons and the Raiders game. Only Buccaneers fans are going to be watching that game. Let's hope that the Raiders can upset the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, I guess we could. I mean, well, we're watching our game, but it sort of will impact us too, just because if we're very likely to get that fifth seed. And especially if Detroit does beat Buffalo. So we want to see who that NFC South opponent will be. I mean, likely going to be Tampa, but you never know. It could be Atlanta, and I would love to face Kirk Cousins again in the playoffs. So that would be nice. Yeah, that would just be very, very nice to get that matchup. But we need to take things one game at a time. We're going to hope that the Steelers can beat the Eagles. We do need the Eagles to lose a game. I mean, technically, we don't need them to lose a game, but we don't want to rely on other teams losing because the whole strength of victory thing with the Eagles, if we tie Detroit, we just need them to lose a game. Doesn't because we do play them week 18, so we need them at least have them drop one game. Number one seed, but winning NFC North is the next. Well, first thing is to make the playoffs, and yes, the Seahawks the Packers beating the Seahawks Sunday night would be helpful, but if we want to lock up at least a 5 seed, we need we would want the Packers to lose. So just winning another game and making the playoffs is the first thing to do, and then honestly, we just go on from there. So make the playoffs first. Whether we do that on Sunday with the Packers win, which I'd rather not let that be the case. I would rather have them lose and then we win on Monday night to win and make the playoffs in those winter whiteout uniforms, and then we can then focus on the NFC North and the number one seed. So that's all we can do now. And if you're going to the game, wear white. I know I'm not going to the game, but it's gonna look great. We've had a couple of other winter whiteout games, but they've been during the day, so having one at night is gonna look very, very cool. So we have an extra day, and I think the Vikings injury report. Let me find it. The injury report is, I don't know, should be here somewhere. The only one that's questionable is Stephon Gilmore. I don't expect him to play. He's still dealing with the hamstring injury. I know it's a divisional matchup, but I would wait till at Seattle to activate him. Just because he's an older player, needs a little bit more time. At latest, I would activate him against the Packers since that's really the one we need to worry about. Because it is a divisional game, but the Seattle game only worries me because of it's in Seattle. If it was in Minnesota, I would feel less worried about it. But in Seattle is a very tough environment. At home against Green Bay, I know we haven't swept Green Bay in a long time, but this could possibly be the year that we do that. And then, depending on how everything goes along, Lions have to play I know they have to get, the Bears. After the Bills, the Bears, Lions should win. The 49ers, we'll see if they got any fight left. I know it's in Santa Clara, but it's really going to be tomorrow's game. If the Lions beat the Bills, they pretty much lock this division up, and all we can do is really fight for that 5 seed. And that 5 seed is going to be very important because I'd rather go to an NFC South opponent like the Buccaneers or the Falcons over going to Seattle, going or going to Los Angeles. Even though Los Angeles, there's no really home field advantage. I just the fact of traveling and all that. So yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tired. I did this very late. So one game at a time, get to 12-2. And no, we can only control what we can control. So yeah. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming up this late. Vikings win 42-21 over the Atlanta Falcons, ruining Kirk Cousins' revenge game, getting 2 picks by Byron Murphy and Josh Metellus. Oh yeah, that white chick stance, amazing. So yeah, we'll be going live Monday. Maybe we get some reactions Sunday, or follow me on Twitter and to get some updates. So on my reactions, if Buffalo can do the job or Pittsburgh can do the job. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. This has been Adam, also known as Minnesota Vikings Man 28. And as always, Skull.